and broadcast. So we're live.
We are live.
Uh-oh. We're in trouble now, everybody. We're live, and Miss D doesn't know what the frick is going on because we got some new things on the tablet, but I can't get the screen. It's crazy. I can't get the screen blown up for the whole tablet as before, and I'm trying to get direction from Crazy B, and she's like, "We'll go here," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" My stuff's on the right side. Her stuff is on the left side. My stuff is on the bottom. And her stuff is on the top. So you tell me how we're supposed to communicate. Uh
Very carefully.
huh.
Very, very
It
carefully.
feels like it's maybe like a circular kind of thing. You know what it is? It
What?
represents the North and the South.
Oh, there we
Uh
go.
huh. Will you like that idea? It's a representation of the North and the South, and we're coming together. The East and the West. And we're all coming to the center. Yeah, right. Like that's ever going to happen. Anyway, how was your weekend?
I survived it. I'm sorry, I'm still sick, folks.
Yes. You've been sick since what? Friday? Saturday?
I think no, I wanted to say Friday, Thursday. No, I started getting sick Thursday. It got really bad come Friday. We made it through the episode. Then Saturday, I was down. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, you sounded
Ugh.
terrible.
At least I can breathe a little bit. I still may need my nebulizer here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but
Do you have your inhaler handy?
I have my nebulizer and an inhaler ready.
Well, just in case you laugh that you can't breathe, because you don't know what's going to happen today.
That's true. Um,
I,
okay, now, there was
things are in
something
the order
else.
that you place them, so I can't call what's ever up because we had a day today.
Okay, as for your, adjusting your screen,
Yes,
there
dear.
should be a little dotted line in the middle that you should be
It's
able to
gone.
adjust to the
I know
left or
I
right.
know all about the dotted line, dearest. It's gone.
Huh. That
Yeah,
is so weird.
and what I can do though is I can move the border and everything. I'll bet that I can. Yep. Look at see, we're back to this shit again. See?
Okay. Well,
So
move me back where I belong.
well no, because we're at the north and the south.
Yeah, but that kind you have me right where the video is gonna play over it.
I know. You like to be right there?
Yep. Well, close enough.
Whoops, you got down a little bit.
It's not so easy on the phone or the
No,
tablet.
no, I'm on the tablet, yeah.
It's not easy. Let me get the last of these links sent out and then I will go ahead and fix it. Oh, you got it. Pretty darn
Are
close.
you happy there? Okay.
Not
Because somehow
right there is
now,
perfecto.
how do I there you go. There you go. You're back.
Yep.
Yeah, my dotted line is gone. I don't know what's up.
I
It's
don't
gonna be
know
one of the
either.
who cares? It's gonna be one of those days. We'll just
I absolutely agree. It's going to be one of those days.
uh-huh. It
Screw
started
this
out that
nonsense. I'm done.
yeah, it started out this morning, didn't it? We kinda had a little rift going on, didn't we?
Art says whatever I got a few weeks back lasted a straight 14 days.
Oh geez.
Oh, God.
Let's hope not.
I've been using albuterol every 4 hours, Dayquil pretty
Yep.
much every 4 hours, and all the rest of my asthma medicine as directed.
So
Because I
you know what
feel
all
like
that does to
shit.
we know what that all does to a person. It makes them crazy.
No, I'm mostly sane.
Mostly? Okay.
Like I said, mostly. I didn't say 100%. Definitely mostly here.
Yeah. We had some mild communication issues this morning, I'd say.
Just
Didn't
a little
under-
bit.
yeah, didn't understand what the hell the other one was saying. Huh.
Well, and it didn't help that the frickin' internet Discord was sending the wrong frickin' stuff or whatever it
I
was.
don't
I'm
know what it
like,
was either.
"What?"
It was the strangest thing, wasn't it?
I know, you said that 4 times, and I just kept getting the same 3 the first 3 were the same damn document. And you're like, "I sent the
No,
right one." I'm looking at it.
I know
It's right there. Here, let me show you what I got." That's not right.
you were getting
I
mad.
know.
You were getting mad. You're like,
Well, it wasn't mad, it was just
I know,
irritated
but you were
because
like,
I'm
where
trying to
is it?
explain it's
I'm
not
like,
the right
I
one,
sent it. Like I sent it. What are you talking about? Four times.
and I'm like,
Wait,
"You sent it, but it's not what you sent."
right? But wasn't it the third time it like had a camel on it or some shit? Right? Didn't
I
it
don't
have a
remember.
picture of something like it was a camel? And we were like,
I
what is
think so.
that?
It
We
it had
rem-
absolutely nothing to
nothing.
do with it.
Right. And I didn't have no picture of no camel anywhere. It was a
Yeah,
typed up document. And we were like,
yeah.
where the hell did that come from?
Where the hell did half of it come from? I have no clue.
And then
You sent it.
it took the fourth time till it came over correct. Now you explain that to me. How that
I can't.
somebody is messing with our shit.
That's all I can come up with, really,
Uh-huh.
truly,
Yep, it's the feds,
is
right? It's the
it
feds.
has to be.
Uh-huh.
It has to be. Um, that's all I can come up with,
I
is
mean,
it's gotta be the feds.
like we you know what? We should have uh kept a picture of that. The camel thing. That was pretty funny.
Ugh.
It took a
I
while
wish
to
I
get it.
had, but
Yeah, it took a while to get that oh, all my comments are gone. Where'd they go now? I got all what happened to that?
oh, you gotta tap back on it again. At the top oh, when you close that little bar
Yeah.
to hide out the layers and stuff? I thought you meant you wanted that minimized. Oh, okay, that little arrow that pops it back out, and then at the top, I believe, you'll see where it says layers, music, comments, banner. Oh, are you there, D? Oh, shit. Is this gonna be one of those things where I gotta leave and come back? Um, okay, D left. If I don't hear her when she comes back, I'll leave and then come back.
Crazy bee.
Can you hear me?
This is
I thought
unbelievable.
you could. Can you hear me? No, like no, I think I gotta leave, not her. Oh, if she um okay, if she comes back and can't hear me again, I will leave. Let's see how this works out.
You can't make this stuff up.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I got kicked out because Jacob called. Okay,
Oh, I
so
was gonna say, is this one of those ones where I finally get messed with and I have to leave? Is it
okay,
finally my turn?
wait. So I have those all those different bars again, all those areas showing.
Okay, so at the top, you'll see the layers, music, comments, right? And banner.
I see scenes, layers, music, comments, banners. Yes.
Tap on comments, and it should bring up all the comments.
Got it. But then my little wrecked sisters thing is teeny tiny.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
Hold Okay. All right, I'm back. I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm not touching another thing. Sorry. And what part of 3 to 5 that I say don't call me isn't applicable? I guess Jacob, he doesn't count, but he's on his way
No,
down.
he's a kid. Yes,
Yeah,
so he doesn't really count.
I don't know.
Um, Either way,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun,
Uh-huh.
isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep. So anyway, so we did resolve our issues somehow today, but I
It
have
was
no idea
magical.
after I sent everything what order we're going in. So you're the boss, applesauce.
I have the show notes, so, what we were starting with was the definitions thing.
Okay. I had a couple people come to me with some questions regarding the differences between 4 words. And Crazy Bee, do you have those ready to
I'm
rock?
trying to get it pulled up right now, give me a second.
Mhm.
I don't know where the fuck anything is because, my life likes to be like, "Haha, you suck." Okay. So, 1 second.
Don't suck. Just take your time. We're good. If I could sing,
Um,
I'd sing during intermission, but they're just gonna
I
have
love how it keeps trying to tell me I don't have audio coming through. It's a fucking Word document. Why do I need audio?
the same
Why?
reason that a camel showed up today. I don't know.
Okay. Let me put this in a where we're viewing it as a read. Okay, there we go.
Can you
Um,
zoom in on them, please?
I can try.
If not, I'll just bring them way up to my face. That's okay.
Oh, it is
You
much
guys got
zoomable.
my microphone is gone. I have no clue where it is at all, so you got to bear with me. Hold on now, because I have to holler. Jacob, Jacob. Oh my God, Jacob. Well, forget that. He has to go to the mailbox. Sorry about that. We're waiting for
It's okay.
we're waiting for a Star Wars Lego to appear. I apologize.
Ah,
That is
no, that's a
definitely
very good reason.
yes, but it is not professional for wrecked sisters, although, we've been waiting patiently all week for it, and I'll bet it's not in the mailbox today because, it's coming from China. And I
Of
think it might,
course.
uh-huh. Yeah, I think it might be in the sea on its way here. But I digress. I apologize, folks. So over the course of last week, several people asked me, "Oh, he's bringing the garbage cans up. My man, he's getting to be. I'm impressed."
He's on the ball.
Hmm. Yeah, if you want Legos, you have to do some work. So one of them is taking the rubbish. Those big cans,
Good.
those big cans that you could, unalive somebody and put a body inside them. That's how big they are.
Oh,
And
kinda like the ones we have.
yeah, and he could bring 2 of them up at a time. He can only
Mhm.
take one filled one down because
Yeah.
because it's so bad. But yeah, you could put a body in there.
Sounds like mine.
Hmm. Anyway, I've been approached by several people. What is the difference between prejudice, bias, bigot, and racist? Because we keep hearing these terms thrown around in the mainstream media, and some of them are older words that date back. Most of these words are older from the 1800s, and it depends on the usage. But you will see prejudice and racist have really increased over the years. Bigot has decreased significantly,
Mhm.
and bias. I have seen that change from the definition to a more positive type of verb or noun. Uh, and I can explain that as we get into that. So the first definition we have up is prejudice.
Yep.
Okay, and that
Do you need me
is,
to enlarge it?
let me see. Nope, I got it. Thank you, ma'am. So prejudice is a preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. Examples are racism, sexism, homophobia, classism, and religious. Other words that are used to describe prejudice are, now listen to these: bigotry, bias, partisanship, partiality, intolerance, discrimination, preference, unfairness, and equality, inequity, racism, sexism, ageism, classism, ism.
Yep.
You can see that basically they're interchangeable. What words do we see in there? We see the word bigot and bias. Okay, Art says true racism is the belief that you are somehow better than someone purely based on skin color. It doesn't really exist in the country today. Well, I think that may be true, Art, but I think a lot of people would say
Well,
otherwise.
actually, there is a giant movement in the black communities that even the darker black skinned people have a they feel they're superior to the lighter skinned ones for whatever ridiculous reason is out there. I've actually heard about this. I think I touched on it briefly before as
Hmm.
some kind of um black superiority, black supremacy teaching that the darker your skin, the more godlike you are, and everyone else is below you.
Oh,
I know
wow.
people who've been personally affected by it.
Well, I'm sure that could come with the any skin color, actually, probably.
I
Skin.
was actually watching a video on a guy from India, and he was saying that in India, the shades of brown that you see in India can be, they will like, they're racist against their own people based on their own shades of brown over there in
Oh,
India
wow.
to other people from India.
Hmm.
Yes. So, yeah, if people think racism is bad here in America, try going to Asia is literally what this guy said in his video.
Hmm.
Like most of Asia is what he said. And this is his words, not mine. I've never been there, but his exact wording is not only are they racist towards each other, but others as well, outsiders as well.
Wow. Now, there are many different definitions. There is a whole lot more that goes along with all of these concepts. But these definitions are any that you can open up a dictionary to and get your basic information. Again, there's psychology, sociology, I mean, you name it. Uh,
And
in
honestly,
human
though, the more
resources,
modern definitions that are being thrown out there are activist
yes,
definitions than
correct,
they are actual meanings.
correct. And what did Art say? Because I lost my comments again.
Oh, he said, "What we consider racism today is more of a prejudice than it is true racism."
Hmm. All right, we'll get to that and see what is up. And I had my comments. I don't know what happened to them. That's so strange. Anyway, this is a do day. Anyway, go ahead. Up
Yep.
next, we have Oh, and there
Someone
was
get the door for your dad or your uncle. Who's
I
here?
can't.
Oh, okay. So don't pull out the gun and start shooting. Got it.
Okay, so
Okay.
somehow we lost.
Upstairs. Careful with the names. I'm streaming.
Should we just call it a day right now and just? Oh my gosh, this is too funny. We're not gonna make it today, Crazy B.
I don't think we're gonna make it today. I absolutely agree.
You know.
Um,
I mean, like, we can hear those guys in the background.
I know you can hear them talking in the background. My mic is that good. My mic is good because they're a good 10 feet over there.
Oh my
Oh, she can hear
gosh.
me?
Yeah, all the way in the all the way out in the kitchen, they can hear you guys.
Yeah, I just gave Caleb some catfish
I
for
just,
Caleb.
I can't even go on.
No, I just tore it.
Okay.
Oh my God. Thank you for
can't.
adjusting my son's name for the sake of the stream. You're now Caleb.
Caleb for the stream name.
No, that's copyrighted by Disney.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Here we go.
Disney owns
Hey,
everything.
Caleb, coughing off.
Oh my God. Anyways.
And
Anyway, I
Motown
lost my
Philly,
blue
back again.
highlighted word there, Crazy B, that was next to bias. I believe it was prejudice.
Yeah, why didn't it highlight when I carried it over? That is so fucking weird.
I could just gave him some.
Anyway, go ahead to
Catfish?
the next page. You
We
know,
read over
people,
bias?
we really do try to be professional. We start the day out with plans, and then, you know, when we go live, it all goes to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, because people show up, people
Mhm.
need us for things, people, it's his life.
Yeah,
Did we
we're
read
not,
what
yeah,
bias
you know,
was?
when we say the word professional,
I just need a.
I mean, we are not anywhere near like the likes. We have no studio, you
I need to
know.
make me really good.
I need a studio with a locking door.
Me too. No,
So
I
I can
don't.
have a
I'm pretty
keyboard.
good. I need
No.
not to have a cell phone with me.
Art says deep breaths, just press on. I have a mute button in the form of 100 and what is it, 1,000 volts? Or what's the voltage on this taser?
You forget, I just tased myself.
I know you tased yourself, but I'm talking for everyone else in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Tell
a
him to
little
go out
stun
on the
gun
porch.
thing.
Tell him to go out on the porch.
Let
Yeah.
him hear it. Let
It's
him hear
nice
it.
No,
outside.
no. I'll get kicked off of YouTube for playing with that on YouTube. Are you kidding?
Hey, I
Okay,
don't use
so
that until I take a bath.
Yeah, he's the dingbat who's tased himself. I'm like, why'd you do that? He's like, because I wanted to know what it felt like. I'm like, what? You thought it would be tickles and feathers?
It only temporarily.
if we make
Put
it
my
through
left
these
arm
4
in front.
definitions, we're ending the show.
Yeah, if we make it through them, we're
We're
all
ending
right.
the
We're
show.
now, since I'm not the only one presenting here, I do need to be respectful of the other person here.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a lame.
He's a what?
Motown Philly will leave.
I don't know. Can't hear him through all the missing front teeth.
Oh shit! I only got 2.
You only got 2 teeth left in your skull. Joys of being in redneck country.
No, I got 2 in the front that are gone. I leave it.
Oh
open
my
for
God.
bills.
Well, we're talking about biases and sexism. Let me tell you about all the mechanical work I told this guy to do that he don't listen to me about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she told me to put a converter on a lawnmower that has a 2-stroke engine.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
I'm done.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
so done.
Oh my God. Art. Oh my God. I'm going to end up in an asthma attack.
I didn't just read. I just turned. I went to take a drink.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Mm.
Mm.
I'm done. I'm done. How much percent?
Oh my God.
I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm done. I'm toasted. I'm roasted. I
Okay.
can't.
We got to get back on track.
Take your inhaler. Take your inhaler. We ain't gonna get through the 4 definitions. Tears are running down my eyes. I can't take this.
Yours.
You know, people, I really try to be professional. I don't know what Crazy Bee's plans are, but I do try in the morning. We are so on point. We talk intelligently. We sound professional. And then by afternoon, we just like freaking fall apart.
I
Ugh,
literally, you see how I have videos ready, they're edited to roll, we're good.
I
I
know.
missed one video. I forgot to grab, but it was only a minute and 34 seconds, so I ain't worried. But like I ask D. I was showing her today the differences between CapCut on the PC versus CapCut's website thing, showing her why I pick and choose and which, I use and this, that, and the other. I am on top of my game. And
Yeah.
then as soon as we go live,
And what
it's like
happens?
when a mom of toddlers has to pee. As soon as you make a break for that toilet, they know it
Uh
and
huh.
they come running.
Yep.
It
My
never fails.
my glasses have fingerprints all over it. I turned and took a drink, and I'm lucky I swallowed because Art would have made me spit my tea all over my tablet. Oh,
Yep.
thanks, Art.
Or I needed that laugh and the
Oh,
inhaler, but it was worth it. Oh my god.
okay.
Um,
All right. We can't read that comment out loud, people. You'll have to go look it up. It's in between prejudice and bias. Okay, so the next definition up is bias, and it's prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. It manifests in various aspects of our lives. It's both unconscious, that means implicit, and conscious, which is explicit. Unconscious is automatic, subconscious attitudes and stereotypes that influence our behaviors.
I gotta go over to get to the next part.
Thank you. Conscious is something that you're aware of and you choose to act upon it. Examples are confirmation, media, gender, ageism, name, affinity, racial, gender, teacher, curriculum, uh, oh gosh, allegor- the
Algorithmic.
algorithmic, thank you. My mouth it does not want to work today, and social media,
Algorithmic.
thank you. Other words used partiality, prejudice, favoritism, tendency, or inclination. Isn't that funny how things just don't want to work? Hmm.
Mhm. My mouth wasn't working this morning, and
Yeah.
yours now isn't. It
Uh huh.
swapped.
That's cause. Yeah, that's cause you made me talk so much this morning.
Anywho,
Yeah. All right. What do we got up next? The
bigot,
def-
the
yeah, the
favorite.
definition of when I see the word bigot, you know who what it reminds me of? There was Archie Bunker uh,
Yes.
in All in the Was that All in the Family?
Yes. Archie Bunker was all in the
Mhm.
family.
When I see that word, that's what that reminds me of because that's an older word. So that's a
Mhm.
person who is obstinately or unreasonably attached to a belief, opinion, or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against or agnostic. Yeah,
Agnostic.
agnostic.
Oh,
And
oh no, that's not
yeah, not yeah.
antagonistic.
Yeah, thank you.
Antagonistic is the word.
Correct.
Whoops,
Wait,
shit.
back up.
My my finger twitched on the
Your
mouse. I'm
your
letting go of the
finger
mouse.
twitched. Here we go. Toward a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. Examples are stubborn and complete intolerance of any creed, belief, or opinion that differs from one's own. It
Oh,
includes
the last.
racial, religious, gender, sexual orientation, and online.
They forgot political.
Mm?
You can be a political bigot.
Maybe that's on the next screen, but
Nope.
it's not. Other words used are prejudiced, narrow minded, intolerant, or biased. And that's showing or feeling active opposition or hostility towards someone or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is this our last definition and then we're done for the day? Is this it?
I believe so for
Okay,
this,
thank
and then
you.
we got to
All
cover
right.
the articles.
Racist. A person who is prejudiced against or antagonistic towards people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Examples: verbal harassment, hate speech, racial profiling, discrimination in hiring, housing, or services, and microaggressions.
I don't
Uh,
like the term microaggression because that could be I just blinked at you. That's a
uh,
microaggression.
I
Yeah,
have heard that term bandied about more and more. That seems to be one of the latest buzzwords.
yeah, because anything can be a microaggression.
Mm-hmm. Right. Last piece is other words used are bigoted, prejudiced, intolerant, or xenophobic. We went over what was the previous
We
one?
went over the active
Yes, showing right,
hostility. So the number
and then
3 is
marginalized. Yeah,
the marginalized.
yeah,
Yep.
marginalized a person, group, or concept treated as insignificant or peripheral. So the word marginalized, I see that a
Like
lot too,
women in the
especially.
automotive industry.
Hmm.
Unless they're modeling on the car for a picture, I have been told we don't belong.
I see marginalized a lot in minority type situations, especially in reports. I see that term bandied about, and microaggressions. Um, I want to say I've seen some microaggressions also in like climate change type things,
Mhm.
reporting, reports that they put out. But
It's
there's
the
this
it's
is
where you pick a more hurtful word than you really need to use,
mhm,
in my opinion. So, like, if I say, "Well, you're not as intelligent," and I'm like, "You're a dumb fuck." To me, that's more
right.
of a microaggression. You didn't
No, I
have to
think
use
that
such a vicious word.
wait, you're saying that if you call me a dumb fuck, that's a microaggression? I think that's a little bit more. I think that's a macroaggression. No?
Oh, no, that's micro. You should see what I
Okay.
say to myself.
Oh,
I
you
say
say to
worse to
yourself. I thought you
myself.
said it out loud. Is that what you were saying this morning, huh?
Oh, no, if I say it out loud, like, if I'm telling you, "You're a dumbass," but I could have been nice and said, "You're
Mm-hmm.
less intelligent than the average
Uh-huh.
thermostat
Person,
number."
right. Like who's ever said that, right?
Not me, because 'cause I'm not nice like that, so, yeah, my breathing is considered racist by some people, so, they can go fuck themselves. Sorry, I forgot we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
We at YouTube, we apologize today for anything
You
that
do,
has
I don't.
been said or done, or uh it's not intentional. It's all in fun and the sun.
Fun and games.
Hmm.
Um, Art says society can redefine words over time, and in the same cases, it's
Some
not
cases.
um in
Some.
some cases, it's not for the better. The definitions is often brought in to include things that not originally intended. Exactly.
Hmm.
Um, I could bring up a lot of words my dad used to use to describe bad women drivers.
Hmm.
Um, they're still frowned upon, but mostly accurate. Anyways,
What does he call bad men drivers?
assholes, jerks, dumbass, Sunday driver, get off the road. Um, but women are confined to two. They both
I don't.
begin with, well, three, and they all begin with B.
Yeah, let's not. I don't think we should go there. Okay, so are we done now for the day? What time is it? It's been a
Oh
pleasure,
no.
everybody. No, we're kidding. All right, now, so
Oh god.
again, they
I
were
gotta pull
just
up the next thing.
okay. So again, they were just dictionary terms that anybody could look up. Again, the concepts are way broader within each of the definitions. it expands out to touch upon many areas. So again, it could be psychology, human resources, sociology. All these were higher. Touch upon many areas in society today. The media uses all of these words to, in my opinion, to manipulate a lot of times, uh, depending on how it's framed. What else, Crazy B? Is that all? Are we
Um,
anything
I
else you
think
want to
that
add?
no, that's for the moment.
Okay.
Because if I get going, we're going to have a long history of the etymology of words, and I'll be pulling up references to where words
All
originated
right.
and what they
Yeah,
originally
yeah,
meant. You don't want to do that with me. Just
no.
we'll take the dictionarial terms you found because
Just
I
for
could
now.
take it all the way back to its origins.
Yeah, because you know what happened on Economy Week. We sure as heck don't want to turn this into the four words into, another 3 weeks. So let's move on. What do you got up
Art
next
brought up a
for?
good question, and Johnny Carson was before my time, so I don't know this. And now I'm Googling. Okay, now I'm curious. Oh, I do know where it came from, and it just triggered the frickin' memory.
Go ahead and share.
I gotta find the video. Um, actually, it's from George Carlin, and I forgot about this. It was George Carlin. Let me share this really quick, and we'll do a quick watch. I don't think I'll get in trouble for this.
How long is it? Just pause it if necessary.
Oh, he says don't play on YouTube. Should we risk it? Actually,
Well, it's a YouTube video.
um, yeah, but that was an old YouTube video, not a modern one. I will drop a link to it in the description.
There you go.
I will
However,
drop a link to this in the description.
for for those that do you have the 7 words?
If he can't say them in the video, why would I say them? You ain't trapping me like that. I'm only so dumb.
Okay. All right. I mean, how much worse are they than the F word that you've been saying all day? Huh?
This is George Carlin.
I know. Oh, fudge. All right. So they're going to be in the description below, correct? I
The
suggest
link to the
everybody
video,
go.
yes.
Yeah. All right.
I forgot he did this skit. Um, he's talked about it more than once, but the very first time it was done on the Johnny Carson show. But I had seen it during his performances um from other times. So yeah, thank you. Art, yeah, you got a good point there. I can post it on Discord too. Nabisco.
I'm not reading that one out loud either.
um, I will drop. Let me drop the link over on the Discord really fast. That is a great place to put it. Um, and if you really want to piss off the audience, watch it really fast, bust up laughing, and they won't know what you're laughing at, and then they're gonna have to go to Discord really quick because I don't post the links into the description until, well, after the video.
Right. Well, if you I haven't seen the bot come by. Do you perchance have the Discord link handy that you could throw it in the comments?
I, um,
And there my
hmm,
comments disappeared again. What is going on?
it isn't me. I promise it isn't me.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Um,
They're back. All right.
is
All
this the
we
right
know
one?
is it
No.
has to do with Nabisco cheese, right? Is that what we're saying?
Something
Like,
on
uh-huh.
those lines. Um, oh, wait, no, wrong. This is what I need. Okay, let me drop this in the comments. And I don't know why my comments in general aren't working. I think I put the wrong link. I didn't put the direct link thing when I went live, and it's being stupid.
Okay, we
Nope,
do
it's
have no,
showing my
it's
Rumble
showing.
link. Yup, okay.
We're
Alright,
good.
so I
We're
don't
on
know.
Rumble
Oh,
and
that's why you're not seeing the bot, is because it's only art in there.
okay. Hey Art, how you doing if we didn't say hello, by the way?
Other than laughing
Yes.
repeatedly.
And anybody that hasn't done so, Crazy Bee has dropped the links in for the Discord where conversations continue like this.
Oh,
Uh
yeah.
huh.
Lots of conversation like this.
But there's also some really intelligent conversations that do occur between people, members. Crazy Bee and I like to go and put our 2 cents in sometimes. Uh,
Mhm.
but it's just getting up and started. How many people do we have in there again, Crazy Bee?
I believe it's 100 before we can go public.
Right,
And, get the forum stuff and that.
right.
I gotta check. Yeah, because it is already a public server. We
Mhm.
just need more people before on there before we can start unlocking more features.
Right. So if you haven't done so already, you could please join. If you don't have to participate, you can just go in and neb around and see what's going on. And uh, while I'm at it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Oh yeah, do we want it shared? Yeah, we want it shared. Why not?
Yeah, share
Yes,
this. It's
do.
fun.
Yeah. All right.
At
What's up?
least we can laugh at ourselves and others.
Oh gosh. I don't. I really don't know how we got to this point this afternoon. You know that it
I
didn't. It
do.
it
We
didn't
started
start off.
off perfect, and then my ex-brother-in-law walked in.
Well, no. I mean, even from earlier this morning, we were on point. Something happened. I don't know. Anyway,
We used our brains in between the morning and afternoon to do other things.
yeah. Maybe we need to change the hours. We'll have to reconsider all of this. Maybe we're just not good afternooners. You know what I mean?
I don't know, it's still entertaining.
It is entertaining. All right.
It's not
So,
100% your fault, Art. It's not 100%, but you did
what?
participate in
Yes,
it.
you did. You most certainly did. Now my comments disappeared. What the frick is going on? Come
I
on.
don't know.
You're messing with
I
me, aren't
can't
you?
see your screen. I have no control over what you see on your screen
Well, you're
other
doing
than
something. You're in control of the studio for right now, but
yeah,
wait
but
till
you still
you know
have
what? Wait
your
till wait till I get in here and then I'll
Oh, I bet I know what it is.
what?
It's when I jump over to change the different, scenes what I'm covering.
Oh, grasshopper. Okay.
Hold on. Did you pull your comments back up really quick?
They're up.
Did it change?
Not yet. Nope. Because you didn't change the Biden
No,
picture.
I changed where it was. Hold on. What about now? Did it change?
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
comments?
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
comments are gone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then that's part of the problem is when I have to go in and now the comments should be back because I pulled the comments back up again.
They're gone still.
No, now it should be back.
They're gone.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Well, they are.
Well, that's not my fault.
Would you want me to take a picture of it? Do you want me to take a
Oh, no.
screenshot of it?
I'm just gonna have you go ahead and read this article. Or do you
I
want me to
don't
play
think
the video instead?
play the video. Anyway, as everybody knows by now, if you don't, you've been living under a rock. But former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer.
Mhm.
Uh, and the question has been swirling around as to it has metastasized into his bones, which is pretty significant. And why is it? The question is, why hasn't it or wasn't it caught in time?
And I
Crazy
have
P?
my theories on that.
And do you want to share them before we play the video?
This is only speculation from my experience of working in geriatrics, healthcare, as a medical assistant with lots of providers. So, again, extra training from doctors hands on who knew I loved learning above and beyond. This is not a medical diagnosis, it is just a
Opinion.
mostly educated professional, semi professional opinion of what I believe happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They knew he had Parkinson's going in. Okay. I believe they knew it. And they wanted to get him in just to get his foot in the door. And then Kamala or someone else would take over down the road. But in this process, he developed at some point, maybe not when he went into office, it was already maybe forming, but not enough to be obvious, prostate cancer. And by again him being president, it already looks bad because we're all the entire society is basically like, dude has dementia. What is he doing here? And so the worst thing to do would be to acknowledge, yeah, he's got Parkinson's dementia type of thing, on top of, oh, yeah, by the way, he now has prostate cancer. So what do? They hit it. You can only do so much on the lines of cancer treatment from home, aka the White House. So I have a feeling they figured we'll hold off because prostate cancer tends to be a slower cancer. I have a feeling they held off on this, assuming it was a standard prostate cancer that would actually take years to metastasize elsewhere. And they like, well, hold off. And they didn't bother keeping an eye on it for the 4 years. And then all of a sudden they check again and oh shit. It was aggressive beyond our normal thinking, and now we're where we're at.
That's just crazy.
Uh-huh.
So
But it's
basically,
not uncommon because
so
actually most older people his age would
right,
die of natural causes before they die of prostate cancer.
correct. And that's the research that I found basically above the age 71. Uh,
They don't really mess with it unless you have
correct.
a longevity where you're
Hmm.
more likely to live another 100 years
Hmm.
or live to be 100 or higher. At his age, most of the time, they wouldn't mess with it
Well,
because
I
that's
told you
it.
the story of Eric's grandfather that had to have it removed, and then they circumcised him at the same time, and he was 90 or 91 when they did it.
Uh-huh.
I told you that story. I mean, I don't understand. Sorry, I think the cancer
Oh,
put yes. Art says sorry, I think the cancer thing is a distraction. It just isn't going to happen in a year since his last exam. Agree.
and
We're
that's if they even bother doing yearly exams. Like I said, they may have found it back when he went in to be president and thought, "Oh, this ain't gonna be serious. We'll just let it go for right now."
but it still should have been reported,
Oh,
right?
and they're not gonna report that to the public. Are you out of your mind?
Well, that's what they're
He'd be
saying. That's
removed from
supposed to be
office.
right, exactly. That's supposed to be part of his medical history where is he fit or isn't he fit with
Well,
that type
cancer
of
doesn't mean you're
cancer?
unfit, especially if it's a slow-moving cancer. I would have said his
I'm
Parkinson's is more of a
right,
reason to
but
remove him than the
I agree.
cancer.
I agree, but I'm just saying if you're saying, "Oh, it's no big deal, it's slow growing, blah blah blah." Why wouldn't you then make the statement that, "Oh, he has it and we're keeping an eye on it"?
Because then they'd also have to admit some other things too.
Uh, but now they want Trump's records to see what if he has uh prostate cancer.
Well, you know what's funny though is my son brought up, remember back in like 2022, 2023, he said something about I have cancer or something, and they're all like, "Oh, he's talking about that melanoma thing from when he was younger."
Yeah.
What if he wasn't talking about the melanoma thing from when he was younger?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what, Art? I'm trying to drink here. You know what I mean? Every time, you know what? Give me a buzz or something before you go bzzz, before you send out this stuff so I don't spit out my drink. Biden
It's
was
not a
doing
low grade
hands.
cancer, it's a very aggressive
Mhm.
cancer according to them. It had to have been beyond they said stage 5, where it's already metastasized into the bones and
It's in
next
the
I mean,
bone.
God
Yeah.
knows. It could
Yeah.
be in his brain, and cancer can you can
Yeah.
get prostate cancer in the brain
Right.
if it's been left untreated. It's because the cancer cells get into the bloodstream and that then carries it to the various other organs. That's how it metastasizes.
Right.
I mean, the definition of metastasize here. So, again, I'm talking about this, again, not as medical advice, but from personal experience and knowledge from years of working with geriatric health. And this has literally hit the president's age group, geriatric health. I think I have a bit of experience talking about this. So, bite me, folks, on this medical crap. I'm not giving medical advice again and again and again. I can't say it enough.
All
So,
right.
I do
Hit
apologize.
play.
All right, let's hit play.
How is this news hitting you?
Well, I mean, it comes at such a stressful time for President Biden, as you guys pointed out. Jake and Alex's book just came out. It's getting a lot of attention,
Yeah.
a lot of
What do they?
reflection. To run again, and that the rehashing of all of that can't be pleasant for him. But this supersedes all of that, obviously, and you know he's not a stranger to medical crises. He dealt with 2 brain aneurysms earlier in his life and almost lost his life as a result of that and was able to soldier through that. He obviously has experienced a lot of tragedy in his life as well, with the loss of 2 children, one by car accident, and his wife, his first wife, and of course the death of his son, Bo. Joe Biden is the unluckiest
Stop for
lucky
1
man on
second,
the
Crazy
planet.
B.
He's lived.
Yes.
So I didn't know he had 2 brain aneurysms. Did you?
Yes.
Hmm.
And that damage to the brain made dementia all the more likely.
I was going to say again, and this is not we're not diagnosing him whatsoever. We are
I
just
am just speculating based on
correct.
experience.
Correct. We are just speculating. That seems awfully. It's very
Yeah.
interesting, isn't it?
Stroke patients are more susceptible to dementias in older age, and he had his strokes relatively young.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I didn't know that. Do you know what age? Can you do a quick Google
I
search on
can
that?
find it really fast. Yes.
I wonder if he was in office when
He was in office.
he was? Really?
I don't think he was actually at
Oh,
Congress when it happened.
Art says what gets me is the diehard Dems want to pretend we should just ignore the story when this is just a continuation of the things we weren't told. Shaking my head. There's many
Yeah.
things we haven't been told.
One was in 1988.
Okay.
He hold on. In 1988, Biden was devastated. The then Delaware senator had to step out of the presidential race in 88 because of the stroke. Um, and there was a second one. I I swear there was a second one.
Yeah, they said there were two.
Hold on. AI all of a sudden doesn't have an option for it.
Wonder why. Hey, JJ. Checking in. I can't tell both first and something
He had
like.
a stroke. Sorry, he had hold on. It was an aneurysm, not strokes. He
Okay.
had an intracranial aneurysm. While recuperating, he suffered a pulmonary embolism, and after a second aneurysm was repaired in May. So in 88, he had the two aneurysms. I think it looks like back to back according to Wikipedia. Hi JJ, I just saw you over on Rumble. So according to Wikipedia, it looks like they were both in 88.
Okay. But he was senator then, huh?
Yes, he was a senator back then.
And
And
he
that was the first time he was running for president and
I was
got
gonna
ran
say,
off
yeah.
because of the plagiarism.
Right. But I don't recall. Did they talk about that? I don't recall that.
Well, it's
But
not the first time our senators have had health problems. I mean, come on.
yeah, well,
Look at
Fetterman.
Fetterman,
Look at Fetterman. Yeah.
Feinstein.
Yep.
Look at Pelosi.
Yeah. Do we need to say much more? All right. Go ahead. Hit play.
Lived an incredible life of service, 50 years of it. But he's also experienced untold tragedy. And I just, whatever your political persuasion, whatever your feelings are about how his career ended, whatever you think.
And I want to add to this because he's right. I don't care what my political opinions are of him. It sucks having cancer. And it sucks that there is no cure for it. And it absolutely sucks that they weren't able to get to it and treat it sooner, despite whatever reasons there were. I think they should have taken it more seriously and that it was found sooner. Either way, it doesn't matter because, again, at this age, they don't normally do anything anyways.
Well,
So,
that is what I find kind of ridiculous. Why don't they?
Again, most people die before it gets to the point where it's causing problems.
Because
You can
our
have
country.
prostate cancer and still be able to urinate without any problems, but then all of a sudden it's too bad at one point and you're like already dying of a heart attack or something else.
Okay, so if we're saying it's over 71 and they stop, our life expectancy is what, 74 from our graph. But really, people are living past 74. So if you're a man and you're 72 and 73, why wouldn't you get checked? Just like do we stop as women at 71 and quit getting mammograms? No.
No, my grandmother survived ovarian cancer, I believe it was, in her 80s. She went on to be 100. They did a hysterectomy in her 80s, and she went on to be not 100. I'm sorry, 92. She went on to live for another decade or so.
Okay, so why is it okay that the women are checked, but the men are just like, well, we stop
Because our reproductive organs tend to metastasize cancers faster. There's a lot more blood flow to it.
I don't like
Testicular cancer can metastasize faster than prostate cancer.
I don't know. See, having survived 3 different cancers, I just am a different opinion. I'm like, you check and you get checked and you get checked and take care of it. I can't believe this just like is okay. I mean,
Well,
let me ask and again, I don't know. I'm not in the medical field, but from the prostate perspective, You're telling me it was normal and that the size and everything was normal, and then one day it's not?
It can happen that quickly, or it can happen so gradually it takes forever. Again, there have been people with enlarged prostates that were not even cancer, and they just give them testosterone replacement.
Mm-hmm.
They give them
Okay.
hormone replacement therapy that way to help shrink the prostate back down. Or they go in and they remove it. Usually it's found that at a younger age. But if it is cancerous, again, some people it's not that severe. It does, and again, they could have checked him, said, "Oh, it's there. It's probably a slow moving one. We'll biopsy it down
Mm-hmm.
the road because he's president. We don't need everyone knowing about this procedure where he's got to go under
Right.
anesthesia.
Right.
They don't want to put him under that while he's president because it looks really bad, doesn't it?"
Uh-huh. Yes, it does. Well, there's one thing I
So
will say. Women, if you're living with your man and he's 71 or older, please get his
get him
prostate
checked.
checked. I hope that I'm with Eric for another 40 some years and my man will be checked.
Hmm.
So,
Even before 70.
oh, he's checked. Well, obviously.
Obviously go,
Hmm.
and again,
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me when, for example, you know, wow, I don't even want to tell you the last time I went, but anyway, for melanoma, uh, you go on mole patrol every year.
mhm,
And that can be slow growing. One mole looks, for years is okay, and the next, 5 years down the road, boom, you got melanoma again. So I
yeah,
just don't understand why it's okay to go to one doctor for slow growing and then, but, like my mother in law at 93 years old had, you know, cancer removed off the side of her face. She had basal cell growing. It
yeah.
doesn't make sense. Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry.
No, but I get it, and I get it, and again, this is where I think that they made the mistake of saying, "We'll deal with it when he's out of the presidency,"
Mm-hmm. And
and
now
they made
look
it
where.
was too late. They
Mhm.
didn't take it serious in the first place.
It. I mean, if it
They
was,
could have treated with chemo for
yeah,
the
it's
rest of his life.
okay. So I am still so confused about it because how does it get to the point where it metastasized into his bones? That just doesn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? So was this going on the
Well,
whole time for the last 4
I
years?
wonder if it was there beforehand, and that's why they rushed to get him president so he could have it on his record, but that's just me speculating. All I
Mhm.
can say is that obviously they found cancer at some point while he was in presidency, didn't want to do the biopsies and stuff because it
It
would
would
require
be a
him
red
having to be,
flag. Yeah, it'd be a red flag.
yes.
You
And
know,
is he actually healthy enough to survive a surgery like that?
and I wonder, do you think they expected him to blank in office?
Possibly.
Hmm. So, hold on one second. Back up. We got to go to JJ's comments, please.
Oh, the queso that I
Y-
pulled up briefly.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I apologize. So, I'm from a particular region in the East Coast, and I actually had a position where I was required to go and try to remove certain language from my vocabulary. Well, in order to keep my job,
Mhm.
because they didn't
That
like
should be illegal.
it. It is illegal, but so we did take the class on how to eliminate certain verbiage. And then afterwards, if you don't like it, it's too damn bad. I've actually been in other states where I've had a completely packed bus stop to listen to me talk because they've never heard the words that
Your
came out of
accent.
my mouth, my accent or anything. But the difficulty that I have now is surviving thyroid cancer, and then I have neuropathy from my feet all the way in through my face. And so those injections that I got last time were actually in my jaw and in my neck. So my speech has changed dramatically, and it's, I think, gotten rougher and deeper, and I think it sucks. And plus, my microphone stinks because we're still not on the laptop yet, which is all my
One
fault.
day.
One day we'll get there. Someday, isn't there a song? One day, I don't know, but it is
Yeah.
difficult. But anyway, go back there. So JJ says, what did I say? Because I didn't
Oh,
read it all. Yeah.
Jamie said when you say okay so, it sounds like queso,
Mm.
the cheese, and it's
Oh,
making him
so he's
hungry.
hungry now.
Now
I
he
got.
wants nachos and chips, nacho cheese and
I
chips.
have the chips. I don't have the cheese, but I do
I
have
have
the
some of the
chips.
cheese, but it's got the black beans and the salsa all mixed
Oh,
in it.
that sounds good. We're gonna make pico de gallo on Thursday, so we're gonna have that with the chips. Jake and I are gonna do
Okay.
that. Okay, what do we got up next?
Art says in my 60s and PSA is every year, as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It has elevated a few times, but protocol is retest in 6 weeks. No competent doctor should have let it go, but they're hiding it from the public because he would have been removed on top of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, JJ says that does sound good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Art, your tongue has tripped over your eye teeth and you can't see what you're saying. It's common problem in public speaking. Oh, okay.
Who's that directed toward? Me or Crazy B?
My jaw's been dislocated, so I have a jacked up way of talking.
I used to do public speaking across the country. That's what sucks. I mean, things have changed so dramatically with the health situation that it just like I'm not the same person that I used to be. Physically, that is. Crazy B and I were talking about if you had the opportunity, if Elon Musk could make bodies, would you take your brain and just have it put into a new body? And we were both like, hell yeah, we would.
I want
Anyway.
a body with a guarantee of 70 years before anything needs replacement. Plain and simple. Either I've been there too in front of the class and on the radio. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be cautious. I can't whistle anymore because of the way my jaw got dislocated. It got pushed back and over. So my jaw is back set about, I'd say, an extra quarter of an inch from my already overbite jaw set. And then it's pushed to the right. So it got pushed back and to the right. And so my teeth don't line up. I can't whistle anymore. It's all jacked up. My mom never got it fixed. But oh yeah, rub it in. Go right ahead.
Well, and the other thing is, you said that on the tablet. That's why I sound. When I listen to myself when I'm on the tablet, oh my gosh, it sounds horrendous. But we figured out it has to do with the microphone. So hopefully we'll sound better once we
I
get.
thought you had that adapter where you could plug it into the tablet and still use the portable mic. It has the C style and the
Yeah,
USB, I
I
thought.
just never. We never got everything connected. We got to get the new desk in first before we do anything and
Yeah.
get the other TV done. So we got a lot going on, guys. As you can see, we are unorganized. We are say we're professional, but we really are unprofessional. So, you know,
Growing pains.
hmm
Growing pains of a new channel.
exactly. Growing pains of a new channel. Um, I mean, right now I'm laying in bed, so what can I say? I mean, who we're not like no Benny Johnson or any
Yeah,
of the
we
other
don't have
big
an entire team helping with this.
Mm-hmm. It's just us two.
Yep.
Doing all of it, design. I mean, it's we if we didn't like it, we used to spend a couple hours every day talking and going over politics and various things and talking our points and values, just everything, family, kids, all of that. And that's really how the channel developed because I said, why are we spending time talking about all this stuff? Why don't we do it as a podcast and share our experiences with other people that could possibly be interested in what we have to say? Uh, and we recognize that the market is saturated with content creators, but we also feel that we bring a little bit something different than you get from most people. The craziness of our lives, and as I said, just wait. In fact, everybody, you have 1 week. Countdown starts 1 week till baby JJ starts here, and oh my God, we are in for a ride of our life for the next 3 years.
It'll be
So,
fun.
oh yeah,
You watch him start. He'll be going to preschool,
mm-hmm.
talking about how awesome Trump and JD Vance are,
Yeah,
or he'll be like,
he'll be talking
"Taxation
politics.
is theft, theft. Taxation is theft." As soon as he starts
Mhm.
kindergarten,
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. Could you see that?
I'm gonna have him telling his school teachers that no, slavery wasn't the cause of the Civil War. It was only a small portion of it. The biggest
Mm-hmm.
portion was federal overreach and Lincoln being a butthead. And yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to work with him. He's going to
Oh
be
my
smarter
God.
than his teachers. You watch what's going to happen.
Oh.
Um,
And with the audience that we have, I can only imagine what they'll teach them. Nabisco cheese and whatever else they'll be going to school with. So yeah, we
uh,
have 1 week till
JJ
he.
says
Go ahead.
he's. I can't pull it up because I'm refilling my nicotine for the moment. But
Okay.
JJ says he can't wait for sweet baby JJ slaying this show.
Oh yeah, wait till you hear him.
Forward to it. He gonna steal the show from us,
Uh huh. He's
the
he's
little
having some
angel.
he's having some difficulties. My man is, so we're
Oh,
trying
poor
some new
baby.
we're trying some new formula that Nene got him. So what does Art say?
Uh,
Uh
here, I'll pull it up. There's a whole
oh,
series of
Art, we're
speaking
done with that.
exercises.
Or yeah, we're done with that shit. Take it or leave. I mean, we love you, Art, but I ain't doing no frickin' exercise. I
No, but
gotta,
it might be something worth me doing
yeah. Well,
because
no,
holy
I'll get.
shit.
You know what? I'll get to that point though. I,
Oh, that would be a great episode though.
would- yes, it would. Yes, it would, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would.
Only if Art joins us.
Oh, that's
Uh,
probably not gonna happen, but yeah, he'll be in the chat giving us new tongue twisters to work on.
there we go. There we go. Well,
Alright, I need to finish hitting play, don't I?
yes, you do, dear.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try not to cough in everyone's ear.
This is a good and decent man who has served his country, and
I want to take about the good and decent man. We can talk about that later. I don't agree, but it
Did
still
he
sucks he got
say?
cancer.
I thought I heard sniffing man.
No, he said good and decent man.
Oh, I
I
thought
know
I
he
heard.
sniffs everyone.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
we're all pulling for him.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, this comes at a time where there is so much, and continued attention, placed on his mental acuity and stability, as well as ahead of this book release. And you mentioned there's been a lot of discussion about it. His medical condition now, his announced medical condition now. Do you believe that silences
Okay.
or delays a lot of conversations about his, last year and a half of his presidency for now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think those conversations are going to happen, but they should be more muted and set aside for now as he's struggling through this. Yeah, it's. I just. It should be stunning because prostate cancer is so common among men at his stage in life. Most men, if they live long enough, deal with prostate cancer, and it's great news that they think that it's manageable, but jarring nonetheless. The thing, Fred, is that people who serve in these offices, they sort of become embedded in our lives, and and this is a reminder that that no one's immortal, and so it's jarring. And I had the opportunity to serve with Vice President Biden for 2 years in the White House, and I was around when some of the concerns about health, Bo's health. Later on, when I was working as a consultant to the campaign, Bo's health came to the fore, and I just feel for the family, because it's one more thing to struggle with right now.
You joined President.
Let me pause that.
And
it is
it's
sucky, but this also had to come out, I think, because of his horrible interview on The View.
well, that in the book from Jake Tapper's coming out too.
Yup.
Is it this week?
Yeah.
But what I don't the first comment that was made, that is disturbing to me, that men his age suffer from prostate cancer. That it's like a given, like, oh yeah, when you reach his age, you're gonna have to deal with it. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
That what? All men that get to reach his age are gonna develop prostate cancer? Or
No, some never do. Some
right,
never
I
do,
realize
but
that, but they're
age
saying,
does play a big part in it.
yeah, that's ridiculous. So again, women, make sure your men get checked. Men, if you don't have a woman or you have a man, make sure you check each other, or somebody check something, or get to a doctor and always
Well,
get checked.
I mean, it's
Blood
hard to
work.
check yourself, but
I
definitely
know.
push the doctor's
Mm-hmm.
appointments. Don't necessarily go feeling around for yourself. Doesn't work that way.
I didn't say yourself.
Or have your partner go feeling around. Just get to
Mhm.
the doctor.
Yeah.
Have them get checked. That's definitely an alarming thing. Like, again, one of the major things, and this is an interesting little note, and it is I found this out while in school, but most cases of breast cancer for women are detected by their husbands.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that.
And it is one of those things. Um I don't believe in these sort of coincidences. The book, the horrible interview, and suddenly, yeah, it's not suddenly. They're just
Mhm.
finally announcing it. Like I said, I don't think this is a brand new diagnosis. I think they're just announcing that this diagnosis finally happened. I guarantee they've known. I
Oh, I
guarantee
bet
they've
they.
known,
I
and
bet
they've
they've
just
known
kept it
since
from
he
the
was
public.
I'll bet they've known since he was a senator.
Honestly, at this point, nothing surprises me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It just does not surprise me.
Crazy.
Yep.
All right,
How
we
did
don't
you
need to
do
read this.
this?
I don't think
Hold
we
on.
need. Okay.
I'm trying to fix something on the screen. Oh my gosh. How did this happen? 1 second, folks. I've got to fix some things that for some reason are
And
just not
it doesn't
lining up.
happen. It doesn't help either when your co-host is eating at the same time she's trying to be doing a podcast. So
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm always hungry at this time. Probably because I don't eat lunch. Oh,
Oh, that could be. Okay. And then how did this end up so out of order? I don't know.
while you're doing that, I'll remind the audience in my best professional voice right now to please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us.
Hold on. How did this
We
end up
need all the
so
help that we can get.
mental or physical?
Both. Our numbers looked a little bit better uh, with the changes that we made, but we still think that given the title of the politicians that we're being a little bit suppressed. So
Yep.
we're in
Okay.
we
Got it fixed. There we
okay.
go.
We had hoped that we had hoped to get things wrapped up by the week, but that's not going to happen. Thursday I'll be unavailable. So Crazy B is actually going to do you're going to have a special, which we'll announce tomorrow, that she's going to provide on Wrecked Sisters on Thursday from 3 to 5. So
Yeah.
it'll be our first special on the channel, and I'm going to miss it. I'm so sad. But I'll watch it because it's going to be a very important one, especially for women. So did you get what you needed to fixed? And
Yeah.
okay, and there went my comments. Are gone again.
Sorry, I had to fix everything.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
JJ says, so it is true. Men are FBI, the saying from the 1980s. LOL. Um, thank God for the husbands. Yes. And I get it. I can't elaborate
Right.
on it.
Yep, we
Otherwise, we'll get
won't
in
say.
trouble.
Uh-huh.
And then Art says, it also says something about Biden and his family's lust for power, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
That it does. That
There's
it
the
most
whole piece.
certainly does.
Yeah, there's a piece circling that I wasn't able to get my hands on. I should have grabbed it over the weekend. That I just now thought about, and they're saying that Dr. Joe Biden did not do her job as wife to Biden. So
Oh, yeah.
they were hitting her pretty hard.
Yeah, she was just in it for the money and
Uh-huh.
the fame.
Right.
It wasn't
And the
love.
power. Right?
Yeah, it was not love that was the case with her. I'm sorry. That there is no way.
I mean, I don't know if I had if that was my husband sniffing somebody's hair, that would have only
Mhm.
happened one time.
Yeah. Nope. I'm sorry, that's a creep. Dr. Joe Biden, PhD in education, which
I know.
has to be one of the most useless degrees in my opinion. Exactly.
Yes, we know.
You don't need a degree to teach kids how to read and write and do math. You don't need a degree to teach them history. I have taught my kids more than the schools have ever taught them. I went into kindergarten reading at a higher level than other kindergartners. So I don't want to hear that crap. You need a degree to be a teacher. You're full of baloney at that point. Ugh.
You
Oh,
have to go
next,
home. All right, give me a kiss. Hold on. Give me a kiss. I love you. Have a good have
Have a good baseball game.
have a good baseball game. Give me a home run. I love you.
There is something from it's a minute and 34 seconds, and it's why it was likely not caught sooner.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
jump over to that. And here we go.
Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, one of the most common cancers among older men in the U.S.
It is common for men in his age group, so of the types of cancer to get, I was not surprised by that. Stage 4 prostate cancer is still generally not curable.
Hi, Four Corners. Good to see you again.
Hi, Four Corners. Hopefully you're
Just
just
wanted
joining us now.
he is, or
I know
she. I can't
I
remember.
mean that deliberately. So,
Oh, yeah.
he missed that whole start to this point. That real
Yeah.
professional portion that we had going on.
Oh, that professional. Okay, yeah.
Correct.
All right.
You got it now. There you go. It took you a while, but you got it. It's okay.
Yep, I'll get there.
Uh-huh.
But can be managed.
Dr. Mark Delara is the chair of urologic surgery at UC Davis Health. He says in men over 70, it's common for prostate cancer not to be caught by the usual blood test for PSA, or prostate-specific antigen.
He is 82 years old, so that's outside the recommended screening age, so we necessarily would not recommend routine blood tests for him.
Biden's cancer was diagnosed.
When I was working with geriatrics, we were running PSA every year, unless it was a high one, and then we were running it every 3 months.
It is just so bizarre to me because it's such a simple test to do. And
No, but he's saying we don't normally test at that age. If we had patients that had elevated PSA, they were still under 80. Or no, yeah, it was under 80. After 80, we didn't really look for it because they were likely to die of something else first. Yeah, no,
that's still
that is the
absurd to me.
standard. It is.
It
But it's
really is
again
absurd.
because of
Because what you're going to get to the point of he's at stage 5 did you say, and it's
yeah.
metastasized into his bones. Do you know how painful that probably is, and how he's going to suffer? But
But
that's
I'm just telling you what the medical field normally does.
no, but I'm just saying. Do you know the suffering that's going to happen with this cancer this way? I just don't
But we
get.
still did run the PSAs, even though they were over 80. We still did run them,
Yeah, but they're saying that he
just
didn't
not
get it.
often.
Right. They're saying he didn't get it.
Yeah, because again, at this age, in a normal cancer, it would
Yeah.
have taken a decade to get there. And by
Yeah.
then, he's in his 90s.
Well, I'm going to tell you what crazy be. When I got when they took the first half of my thyroid out, and I came back at stage 3+ cancer, and they said, "Oh, it could be slow growing on the left side." I was like, we ain't playing this shit. I want it out now. And 6 weeks later, I got the left side taken out too. I wasn't pissing around with it.
And that's your choice. Most people, sometimes the insurance will even say it's
No,
not aggressive enough.
right. Now, you
Treat
want
it
to
with
hear the
chemo. Treat
stupid
it with
follow-up?
hormones.
Yeah, you want to hear the stupid follow-up to that was, in all of these years since, nobody told me to go get a frickin' sonogram to check to see what was around the
The
parathyroid.
parathyroids.
Yep.
Yep.
Never mind. Just shut up, D. Eat your
I
pizza.
know. I get it. I get it, D. Hold on. This is gonna drive me nuts. The chat box is off of alignment.
Oh,
It's
you'd be
going to
really
drive
pissed
me.
if I moved it then, huh?
I'm not mad. It's just me having my OCD. Yes, darling daughter.
What was that app that you used to download YouTube videos?
Hey,
Hold on
Diane, how you
one
doing? Glad to
second.
see you.
Hi,
You
Diane.
there?
Um, 1 second, darling daughter. 1 second. I gotta show her something. Um, this
Hi,
one right
Four
here.
Corners. We're glad you're here.
But I just downloaded
Diane,
that
we're
off
glad you're here. Hopefully you
You can download
stopped
off of
in.
Google or you can download from the store. The one place.
Oh, you guys didn't get a
Sorry.
notification? You should have.
On the server. Oh, I know why. I forgot to give them the role. I gotta go back into the server. Give me 1 minute. I will fix it. I do apologize. I forgot to add their names to the roll. I gotta set up the auto roll.
Okay.
So it will give that to them. Oh, I do apologize. Give me 2 minutes and I will have that fixed.
Yes, Crazy Bee's been sick since Thursday. I don't know what my excuse is. But we started out good early this morning and we have just gone to, well, we won't go there again. Thank goodness you're just joining us because we were off to a rough start there. So we're discussing Biden's cancer and men that are not being tested after the age of anywhere from 71 on up.
Is
And I kind of have an issue with that. And the reasoning is that it's supposed to be slow growing and that they'll probably die from something else before the prostate cancer would kill them. That just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Especially when, women are continually being checked. I mean, geez, my 93-year-old mother-in-law goes and gets a mammogram done. I just can't the correlation to make sense here in my head. Yes, I can, but again, I would have my husband go, and I'd be like, I'd would want to run this test. But then we have the insurance companies potentially bucking the system, so it's a little bit crazy. Oh,
yeah.
1 moment, please. Would everybody hold? We are having technical, not difficulties, but we're having technical assistance and support at this moment.
I'm trying.
Well, JJ
Um
misses my hold, please.
yeah, I apologize. Is Diane on our server? Diana on our
Uh,
server?
I don't know if I don't think she did join the server.
Okay, then that's
The
because I know
problem,
Four Corners is there,
yeah,
Striker's there.
yeah, Diane, I'll send you an invite when we're finished.
Okay.
All right,
All right,
we'll
that
take
makes
care of.
sense why I couldn't find her in the members list.
Okay,
So,
Diane, I'll send you an invite to the server, the Discord server, and then we'll have you added that you'll get the notifications.
yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and continue there. So he
Okay.
did experience urinary symptoms. That's interesting.
It was diagnosed after he had urinary symptoms.
Is that why he wore a diaper all the time?
Actually, it's more likely they would have done catheter because the prostate constricts the urinary flow
Mm-hmm.
and prevents it in some cases. So, um, let's hit play and see what else they got to add.
Diagnosed after he had urinary symptoms and a growth on his prostate.
It is quite common for men in his age group to present with stage 4 prostate cancer. It typically does not cause symptoms until it has spread beyond the prostate.
On social media, Biden wrote, "Cancer touches us all."
Thank you very much.
Biden led the federal government's Cancer Moonshot initiative, which poured funding into research. Dalara says such research saves lives.
We've had probably the most dramatic improvement in survival for stage 4 prostate cancer just in the past decade. However, it is currently being threatened, and this is at all, if anything, a call to continue to fund research.
Oh, here we go.
Well, and again,
Oh, here we go. All because Trump.
I know.
Uh-huh.
We know that was bound to happen. We knew
See,
it was coming.
you lose all credibility when you do crap like this.
I know. Not even arguing. I know. So
I mean, the comment of men present at this age at stage 4. I'm curious. I'm going to have to look at the stats on that because that to me is really a disturbing comment to
Arby
make.
might be better at explaining it than I could.
Okay.
So he'd be a good one to reach out to because he
All right.
is got the higher degree than I do.
All right. Because that is so confusing to me. I just don't understand with what do you
Well,
you
it's
know, I get
like
phone calls.
cervical cancer with women. You can be diagnosed with cervical cancer, and they're like, "Well, let's keep an eye on it if it starts
Yeah.
to spread or whatever," depending on your age. Because again, it can take forever and a day beyond your lifetime, depending on when you get diagnosed, whether it's going to become a metastasized cancer or not.
Mhm.
Cervical cancer is still one you should take very seriously, but there are forms of cervical cancer that do take longer to metastasize.
Well, they let women with, a suspicious breast cancer markers or whatever just get uh their breasts removed, right? They get to make
Uh,
those. Yeah, they get to make decisions. That a good one for that is that Kaylee McElhaney that was the press secretary.
I
For
think
Trump.
that if you already have a suspicious tumor, but unless that's when your insurance will cover it. But if you're someone like Angelina Jolie, whose mother and has a family history, it's genetically proven.
Right.
She is susceptible. She has the genetic markers for it. And then she chose to have the double mastectomy in advance.
Right.
Before there was ever a chance, I would do the same thing if I had the genetic marker. But then again, my insurance won't cover genetic testing. So I'm screwed no matter what.
Right.
But then again, with how large my shoulders and stuff are, I would look really freaking weird being flat chested and having long hair. It might be I might be mistaken for some of these other people out there.
I was just going to say that you might be able to participate in some other type of activities.
I think that's like the only defining obvious marker is my chest that I'm female. 5'9", broad shoulders, tall, I'm wide, not like I'm not that slender, petite little female. I'm I'm gonna beat the crap out of you if you look at me wrong, female. That's how I appear to people. So, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's,
Oh,
again, I kinda need to keep my chest, so maybe I shouldn't do the mastectomy
oh,
unnecessarily.
stop. Okay, go ahead. What do we got up next?
You have this article, about, JD Vance, it looks like.
Yes. We're gonna we're gonna leave this in the description below because I do want to move on because we have a lot to cover. We are so far
Okay.
behind. Vance is basically calling Biden out that he wants him to be honest as to what his health record was when he was
Yeah.
president, and I'm not sure we're gonna get that. They're going after Biden's doctor as well, so we'll see what transpires and continue to bring you information on that.
As it comes in.
Correct.
Um,
Okay, what do you
so
got next, Crazy B?
the James Comey video. Listen to this BS that this man has the frickin' nerve to spew and try telling us that it really was just a freak thing he found on the beach. This man, absolutely out of his mind. Okay, listen to this bull crap.
You are back in the middle of a political firestorm.
Yeah, for walking on the beach with my wife. So I don't know how we ended up here. It never occurred to me that it was any kind of controversial thing, but that's the time we live in.
So take me back to the walk on the beach.
We were walking on the beach. We went to the beach to prepare for this week, which was the launch of my book, and to think about the book and prepare to answer questions about it. And we were walking back towards the road, and we saw in the sand someone had arranged shells with numbers. And Patrice, my wife, said, "Why would someone put an address in the sand?" And I said, "I don't know." And we stood over it, and I said, "I think it's some kind of like political message." And she said, 86, when I was a server, she did a lot of work in restaurants, meant to remove an item from the menu when you ran out of ingredients. And I said, well, to me, as a kid, it always meant to leave a place, to ditch a place. I said, that's clever. So then she said, you should take a picture of that. And I did. And I posted it on my Instagram account and thought nothing more of it until I heard through her that people were saying it was some sort of a call for assassination, which is crazy. But I took it down. Even if I think it's crazy, I don't want to be associated with violence of any kind.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
That has to be the most lamest excuse I have heard in a long time.
Same here.
That is
Same
funny.
here. Mm-hmm. It's absolute bullshit.
Yeah. Where's your bullshit thing?
Oh, I have a bullshit button, don't I?
Yes, you do. Somewhere.
Hold on. Oh, fudge, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, I know where it is. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Bullshit. And Art says, go ahead, do it again.
Bullshit.
There you go. We're calling him out. So Art says that Comey has become a political stooge selling his book. Just saying.
Yes, he has. And I had that pulled up briefly, and then you asked for the bullshit button.
Yes. I mean, that just is, again, that's the latest in the Comey situation. But as we speculated, nothing has happened to him so far.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Just a little.
Like I said.
What did he get? A little slap on the wrist, if that? I don't even think. I
Oh,
think
that wasn't nice. You should have known better.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that kind of nonsense.
Why even bother sending the Secret Service? They spent way more money than they did getting an answer. Oh, it's I just don't understand. Again, there's another situation. Go ahead, Crazy B. What's up next?
Okay, so next you had the Harvard pay cut.
Yeah, this is a little older story. With Trump.
It's only a few weeks old.
Yeah, with Trump saying that he was going to defund the universities that are
refusing to back down on DEI.
Correct. I couldn't. It just didn't want to come out. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's there, but it just isn't working. So the president of Harvard, who has an undisclosed salary for the sake of showmanship, has decided that they would take a 25% pay cut in order to demonstrate just how mad they are at Trump for trying to do this. And to my knowledge, nothing has changed there. We will keep things posted as to what the universities are doing. Most of them, from what I understand, are either complying or doing things such as just renaming the division to something else.
Oh yeah,
sure.
That's to be expected. That's a military. That's a government trick that they learned from our government.
Exactly, and we had videos based in the past on that, where we called out the offices. In fact, there was one, I believe she was African American. One day she was, a director of one area, and the next she was the manager of another, and it was the exact same job duties, etc. So,
yep.
What will they want will be done. So, We will keep an eye
So
on
now we
that.
get to listen to Morning Joe, who is, in my personal opinion, a complete ass to his wife publicly on television. Um, I don't like the way he talks to her. I don't like the way he treats her publicly. I can just imagine how bad it is behind closed doors. And that's
Right.
just me speculating. I'm not accusing. I'm just speculating because I don't like. So we're going to use the word allegedly.
Correct.
Let's hit play because I'll get through this. Dude's an ass. So here we go.
President of Harvard is taking a 25% pay cut amid the university's battle with the Trump administration. It's unclear how much money he makes, but the move is largely symbolic as the White House has blocked more than $2.5 billion in federal funding for the school. Harvard has been trying.
I like how she says it's largely symbolic. Literally just said it's largely symbolic. Not because it's the right thing to do to make sure the lower employees still keep making money.
Right.
Just symbolic.
I'd like to
Like,
know how much he makes.
oh, that would be nice. But they even admit they don't know how much the guy makes.
Right.
So, let's continue since it's all symbolic. Not that they care about the staff and everyone else that they gotta, keep them at the right pay. No. This is nothing like that. No. And that would have looked good for their communism spew. Yeah, I'm taking a
Right.
pay cut so that my lower employees can, still be making money. I don't got to cut the janitor's wages because of this. No. They're
Right.
it's symbolic. All right.
Been trying to offset those costs by pausing hiring and merit-based raises for some non-union faculty members.
Oh, they're pausing and that and pausing merit-based for non-union. Wow. Yeah. They're pausing hiring and pausing merit-based raises for non-union members. Isn't that the way it always goes?
Yes, it is.
Wow. How about the head of Harvard takes a bigger hit and doesn't make any adjustments to the lower people?
That would be nice.
Yeah, but communism in action is never as pretty as it is on paperwork, right? Okay. Let's keep yeah, so much for that capital that they needed from the
Yeah, just
capitalist
saying. Exactly.
government. That's so bad. Anyways, okay, I'm going to let it go. I'll shut up. Let's go.
So, John Lemire, the New York Times had an article, Michael Schmidt had an article out last week that Harvard loses any way you look at this. Even if they win the court battle, how are they going to get funding over the next several years for the research money? And as much as any school since World War II, Harvard has become very dependent on money from the federal government for research and development because that's how the United States invests in research and development. They go to the best schools, spend a lot of money. And so, yeah, so even if they win in court,
Wait. When did Harvard or any other college do research and development for military?
Mm.
Do you remember? I don't recall the schools other than, the different professors being rounded up for the
Right.
atomic bomb. I don't recall our students in our universities. Anyone who's been a more perpetual student than me know anything about that? Do college students get to work on R&D for the military? I know they do a lot of medical to a degree. And they do a lot of chemistry for like pharmacology and stuff.
Right.
But I don't think they actually did R&D for the military and the government. I might be wrong, but anyone who knows for sure, let us know.
what the feeling is, are probably going to lose.
Hi, Brent. I'm going to say it while I'm coming back from a pause.
Yeah, Brent, you better not be sending rain again.
Art says, I don't know about most Harvard, but most university professors I know of are under contract, which means their terms are set years at a time, so I don't think the cuts really amount to much. Oh, okay. That's good to know.
In the long run, because where will the funding come next year and the next year? You hope sanity will return to Congress, but doubtful.
Yeah, I'm certainly a surge in alumni donations, but that can't offset some of the money that the federal government would direct for research. And on that point, there's such a spillover effect here. The Boston Globe actually had a great piece in the last couple of days that Harvard and some of those other schools in the greater Boston area, because of the work that they do, has really fueled the economy of that region. And they're already seeing real changes there because of the cutbacks to these universities and the fears that more could come.
Thank you, Brett. Harvard's former president, Claudine Gay, earned $1.3 million in 2023, so we can guess it's about the same.
Wow.
Okay. And is it 1.3 million in their tenure? However long their contract is, I would think.
Well, no, not necessarily, because it could be increased.
1.3 a year.
They would be eligible probably for merit increases. So, for example, my CEO hit her markers. She could get anything from 10 to 25% on salary. So,
oh
yeah, they're under contract for say $100,000, right? But if the markers were hit on certain things, she could get a 25%, and that could be tacked on salary. That could be as a separate check. That could go into
like a bonus
retirement
or
fund
some
or
sort.
whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do compensation.
Oh, I did not know that, because I've never run a big business of any kind. So, the question of Crazy Bee, look at Big Bang Theory episode where they Caltech contract with military predictive programming. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was reading it before I could find my mouse.
How'd you lose your mouse already?
Because it was on my bed and I rolled over to grab something and it rolled up under my ass.
That's where they always are. We have the gerbil talk?
No, and we're not going to.
Well,
And
we
hell
did.
fucking
That
no.
was a couple episodes ago. So if the
Yeah, but
gerbil
we're not
was
gonna.
there,
We're not going back. We're not
all I'm
digressing back to
saying
that
is,
conversation. But that is not what
wait,
that was.
no, wait, just stop a minute. Wait,
You're not getting away with implying anything like that.
I'm just saying, if the gerbil was there, possibly there, why wouldn't the mouse be there?
Oh my god.
That's all I'm saying.
Time and service, length of tenure, special grants, things you write, etc., all play into your new contract. Okay. Roll over to where the sun don't shine. Yeah. All right, everyone's gonna have fun with this now. See, this is why I didn't want to go there.
That's okay. We need to end the show with a laugh.
Oh yeah. Well. Oh shit. Yeah, we only still have a few minutes left. Let's get through this. I'm gonna shut up. We got a few minutes left.
Could come. So yeah, and I think other schools are obviously watching what's happening at Harvard, making their own decisions. We have seen some, like Columbia, not put up much of a fight against the administration. Right. Others looking more towards the Harvard model.
You know, David, what's so shocking to me is that members of Congress understand, especially the ones that have the relevant committees, they understand that America's research and development that's kept us ahead, whether you're talking about the military-industrial complex, whether you're talking about Intel, whether you're talking now about AI, whether you're talking about the technological revolution of the early 1990s, that happened. So much of that was fueled out of research and development coming from whether it's Harvard, MIT, Yale, Penn, Stanford, the best schools on the planet. That happened because the federal government funded their research and development operations. There's not like, Bob's R&D shop in Omaha, Nebraska, that's going to be able to take this on. So while the president's making his point, America's falling further and further behind in R&D. And again, when I'm in Britain, when I'm in Europe, they're giddy about the fact that they're getting the best and the brightest students that were coming to the United States that will not come to the United States now, but instead will be researching at King's College, Cambridge, or Oxford, or you pick the school in Britain and Europe. Again, Where are the Republicans in Congress standing up going, we're losing our R&D advantage every single day this goes on? They talk about DEI, DEI, DEI. Okay, we'll take care of DEI.
There you went, talking over her. She just kind of rolls her eyes and starts shuffling paper.
Well,
He won't let her get a word in.
Mm-hmm. He's a little bit aggressive.
He's an ass. Anyways, sorry, we have another minute. We'll get through this.
But don't slash R&D to these institutions that, again, since World War II, have driven America's technological and economic prowess.
You know, Joe, the scariest thing is that they may be breaking this exquisite machine precisely because it is so good.
Right.
Because it's elite. Because Harvard and Stanford and these other universities, Johns.
Oh, so President Trump's going after these universities because they're so elite. Not because they're brainwashing kids to hate their own race. Not because they're brainwashing kids to hate any and all religions except the ones that suppress and oppress women the most. Yeah, okay. He's an idiot.
We're just bringing other perspectives to the show.
I know, and here I'm not agreeing with his perspective, though.
You don't have to. Art says, I'm not sure how much of the research done by universities actually contributes to furthering anything. In my experience, it's done just for the sake of the grant money. I would agree with that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've worked where grants and proposals were done with schools, and to try to get the outcomes. I don't know. Markers were typically not met for a variety of reasons and excuses. I would agree with Art's statement more than not, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe every once in a while, but let's get through this piece, and then I don't know.
We'll go from there.
Yeah, I don't know if he addresses the other issue that goes with this. Let's see.
Well, we got 30 seconds, and I cut it off when they ended talking about the universities.
Okay, that's
when they
fine.
switched topics. So
Right.
whatever's in the next 30 seconds is what it is.
You got it.
Johns Hopkins are world leaders, and there is an anger that is inexplicable to me. But as you say, once you begin to break apart a lab, it's hard to put it back together. The kids in that lab have to go find work somewhere else. I go to Amsterdam, or I go to Oxford or Singapore, and you'll never put that research group together quite again. So I hope you got it exactly right. People need to look at what we're losing and how long it will take to put it back together.
And where he can get the money from? Take it out of the frickin' endowment money. All those colleges have millions of dollars in endowments that are not touched. That instead of the federal government funding this stuff, let the school use the monies that they're getting. These schools are rich.
Uh-huh.
They're extremely wealthy. And they're not spending the money on R&D. Okay, so what are we doing? Here we go. We are going to study the sex life of the gray-spotted mouse because we can, and they'll give us a grant, not because it really applies to anything. That's correct. And I do.
What was that? The quails on cocaine that Rand Paul complains about?
Correct. But I think he might be talking about your gray-spotted mouse that you have, Crazy Bee.
No. Mine is actually blue, and it's got the RGB lights, and it's pretty freaking cool.
There you go. I think so. We might.
And it doesn't have a sex life, by the way. It's just plastic and electronic components.
I don't know. Art might be willing to change that, so we'll see. We'll have to talk to him. But they're trying to take this and switch all of this over to, again, Trump is bad and they're not, we haven't heard anything about why he's doing what he's doing, right? It's just, oh, he's taking the money away and there goes research and development. We're not having the best and the brightest. Okay. And where are the best and the brightest coming from, did he say? Other countries? Where are the
Oh
kids?
no, we're going to lose students to other countries because of this.
Okay.
That's what he says.
So,
We're going to lose. They're going to go to other countries now.
oh, are they?
Uh-huh.
That's funny. I don't, we'll see how good they can, what their grades are to get there. I I really don't know what to say. The whole education system, there's really not one area in government that you can go and take a look at and see runs effectively. I don't think. Every one of them has issues that, money being misspent, this project isn't getting completed. I just, at this point, I forget. Can you look real quick, Crazy Bee, and see how much is in Harvard's endowment fund?
Okay. Let me see what I can find. Um.
Hold, please, for technical support, seeking answers to the questions that is on everyone's mind in the chat. Particularly, this is for JJ.
53.2 billion
Wow.
for the fiscal year of 2024. Their endowment fund worth 53.2 billion.
How much again?
Billion with a B.
50?
53.2 B as in boy,
Yeah.
ILLION.
Could you put that on the beach and some seashells for me?
No. I
No.
don't live near a beach. I'm
Okay.
landlocked.
This is now. Is that acceptable?
You tell me. But here's the thing, another endowment says it was 6.4. And what's this one say? That one says 53.2. This one's most of them say 53.2. The Harvard Ed says 37.6 on another year. It's 70% of its portfolio.
How much?
That 53.2 billion. Hold on. Hold on. Let me pull this up so I can read it. And it wants me to create a free account.
Of course it does.
Can't guarantee that.
I think you're making me sick.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so Art says that's $2 billion a year at 4% interest. I think that would pay for a heck of a lot of scholarships. Agreed.
Yeah. I think it would too. But no, they're just hoarding it instead of using it.
But I want to know what they're spending it on. Like, are they just saving it for a rainy day, or what are they doing with $53
How
billion?
much
Like,
of
who wants it?
hold on. Harvard's famous endowment will help it withstand Trump to a point, but it's not a 50 billion blank account. A $50 billion bank account. Well, they sure use it when they count everyone else's wealth. And it wants me to subscribe to keep reading. Fuck them. Yeah. Trump's move to withhold 2.2 billion in federal funding. Oh yeah, they're good. If it's 2.2, like he just said, 2 billion a year with 4% interest, that's what, 20 years? They could go just pulling that out, not including what it'll bring back in?
Right. That's correct. And people would still continue to donate monies to them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
they're
like
full of
it's
shit.
yeah, it's not like the money, the 53 billion is just there and nothing's going to happen to it. They're going to continue with interest. They're going to continue to receive monies. In fact,
Uh-huh.
when this happened, they started receiving donation. A high number of donations started to come in that they had received in the past, because people were gonna just show Trump, rah rah, we're gonna support Harvard. Well, that's good. Go ahead and support them.
Please, for a
Let somebody
change.
else pay. Why are we using taxpayer dollars to give to them for scholarship opportunities?
Yeah, I don't get to use any of that scholarship money.
Neither did I.
I'm still in the middle of a live stream,
And
so zip it.
yeah, and there were discussions of Harvard was originally where the elite and the rich and the famous sent their children to go to school.
Yeah.
Political Hollywood, Silicon Valley. Those were the kids that got in there.
Uh-huh.
So explain how
Um,
that again is okay to be funded.
when you pull interest, you can live on the principal forever, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they're talking about Harvard. Sorry, my family's officially here. Well, some of the family. Not the one dingbat from earlier. His
Well,
stepbrother. The
we're
father
good.
of my kids. The
You
other
know,
dingbat.
somehow, and I apologize for today that we got way off track. We had a huge show planned, and
We got through most of it.
did we? What's
Mhm.
left? How much do we have?
Um,
Just
hold on.
tell me the number.
We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 things from 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
from the last time, and then 1, 2, 3. Oh no, you said a bunch of the extra ones at the end. Shit.
I thought,
Yeah, no, we got
yeah.
about halfway through. We got about halfway through.
So tomorrow, then we will try to complete and be more on point
Well,
tomorrow.
we still got to cover a little bit more on the corruption too.
Oh fudge. Well, what you had planned for Thursday isn't going to take all day, is it?
Nah, it's only a brief one.
Okay, well then why don't we finish up tomorrow what we had for today, and then you could do your special report. Oh, that's what we could call it, special report by Crazy B. Okay, and
Okay.
then finish up on Pelosi.
Some of the other topics.
Yeah, is
Well,
that okay?
yeah. Yeah, I can pull that off.
All right. So we shall see everybody tomorrow. And if you would hold, please, we wish everybody a good evening and we will try our best to be better tomorrow. But there's yeah, there's no guarantees. I mean, listen to that
Sorry.
laugh. Listen to that
I
laugh.
know we keep saying we're gonna try, but I'm being realistic. And what are the
I know.
chances?
Yeah, what
What
are
are the
the
chances?
Yeah, for real. Heck.
I'm getting wheezy and having a hard time coughing up half my lung again.
All right. Well,
So,
it's time to do a breathing treatment. So,
yep.
everybody
But
have a good
definitely, if
evening.
y'all missed the beginning of the episode, go back and watch it. It's freaking hilarious.
Mm-hmm. So, what does Art say? Okay. The device is in the mail. LOL. Have a great day, ladies. You too, Art.
For the gap tooth.
I got it. I got it.
Anyways,
Uh-huh.
I love
With that
it.
being said, everybody have a good evening.
Yep. Have a great day, guys. Stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. I'll catch y'all. Well, you'll be here tomorrow too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be back tomorrow, same time, the thing.
Okay, good night.